Chelsea versus Leicester City FA Cup quarterfinals is a match that had plenty of highs and plenty of lows. Yes, I'm looking at you, Raheem Sterling. But in today's video, we are going to talk about the strategies and tactics that Pochettino was fortunately lucky that he did get a win, but what he actually did well with some of the players. So let's dive into the tactics. Now, first off, we need to look at the formation. Now, it was a 4-2-3-1, but in today's video, we are just going to be looking at the attacking third. So we're going to be looking at these players here because this was very unique in this match, what we saw with Pochettino and his tactics. Now, what we did see, though, was actually Gallagher kind of moving up more into the pitch itself that allowed Caicedo to really float across this area, and he did a phenomenal job this match. Pretty much stopped everything coming down the middle. Granted, there were still times where the ball did come down the sides that they did actually score on those, but that's not much that Caicedo can do on those opportunities. Now, that being said, though, what we did see with Gallagher moving up here, we did see Mudryk actually drop back, Sterling push out a little bit wider, Palmer also pushing out wider, but this allowed then Jackson to free roam as well, which again we will talk about in a little bit. The big talking point, though, was Mudryk and how well he played. Because he was able to drop back, he was actually able to play balls to, say, Sterling, to Jackson, and what he was able to do after playing that ball is make these runs over the top, which we saw plenty of times for him to then run onto the ball. Now, he did not pick up an assist this match, but he did create a lot of chaos throughout this match. On top of that, when he was able to pick up the ball from the defense from on these players out in this area, is that he was able to drag the ball into the midfield, and we saw him dribbling multiple times to break the lines down the middle of the pitch. This by itself was one of the reasons why Leicester City struggled so much trying to defend against Chelsea, because what Mudryk was able to do time and time again in this area of the pitch, really there was nothing Leicester could do, and every time they tried to step up, all he had to do was lay the ball off to Sterling, lay to Gallagher, lay to Jackson, and then keep his run going forward into the box. Now, on top of that, because of how he was pressing on that side, this actually led Sterling to have plenty of opportunities. Now, granted, he should have scored this match. He did not. Yes, he still picked up an assist. I don't think he had a great game, but that's up for opinion for everyone else. But because of Mudryk, again, attacking this area, Sterling had so much area as well. And what he was able to do sometimes is float into the middle. And we saw this when Jackson dropped. Caicedo got the ball, played that perfect through ball to Sterling that, yes, he should have finished, or he should have played off to Palmer, but he did neither of those, and therefore, again, did not score. But the fact is that Sterling was also creating a lot of chances with the runs that he was making. But again, that was coming from these attacking four players plus Mudryk here. Along those lines, we also saw Palmer, again, doing what he always does, floating on this right side, but also we saw Gusto coming up and, again, creating more chances on that right side. This itself allowed the ball to be whipped in multiple times, which eventually did lead to a lot of chances, and eventually we did break Leicester down in the second half to score those late goals to get us the win. But overall, these players themselves were, again, getting more and more attacking, which is what we've been lacking the last couple of seasons. Pochettino is definitely getting the best out of these younger players, and Jackson himself, what a game he had. The amount of flicks that he was able to do, and on top of that, his pace that he was able to run down the side with the ball, and again, play the perfect ball across to Cucurella, who's on the back post. This man is having a great season, and I think he's going under the radar. A lot of people aren't realizing how important Jackson has been to this team and what his potential is at this club. Overall, though, with what we've been seeing with Pochettino and this almost high line attacking with four players along with a holding 10 in this area has been crucial for us scoring goals. Now, granted, it does create this massive void in this area. If Caicedo is able to do what he needs to do throughout the match, he, again, can control this area. But if he's not having a great game, that's when we're really going to struggle. Fortunate for us in this game, he had a phenomenal game. And that being said, Gallagher was still able to drop down. Mudryk was still able to play a little bit defensively, and Palmer, he played a little defensively. And these players by themselves, Trevor Chalobah had a great game, but overall, the attacking that we had from these players was top-notch, minus Raheem Sterling. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Do you think Chelsea had a great performance? Do you think Pochettino got lucky? And how do you think they'll square against Manchester City in the semifinals for the FA Cup? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below, and I will see you in our next video.